You've tried it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. Millionairex.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit Millionairex.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
I don't spend my money at the club. Everything I want is provided for me.
Biggest misconception about you? Nothing. It's all true. It's all true. It's all true. If you hear something, believe it. You want to get married now? Do you feel like you're that? No. It is by choice. It's by choice.
Who inspires me? Me. Yes. Me. Yeah. They inspire me, those people you mentioned.
I date mostly like married men, because I don't have that type of time for you. Oh, yeah. And you are married, you don't have that type of time for me.
What do you think it is that the wives are not doing? I love this question.
They're not really being loved properly. You know, when you stay with someone for so long and you feel like, oh, I don't really have to do much. Don't ever be comfortable around a human being. They can switch.
His wife, one day I just make 11 o'clock from there. She's like, my husband can't control himself, and you as a woman, you can't. I said, Mama, you can't even speak English. Like, I can't even understand. Like,
yeah, I can even speak English because of that's why.
Yeah.
I don't even speak English sometimes. I wouldn't say it was a sugar daddy or a blaster. But I had a thing with someone that was giving me a lot of money.
Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day is when you go to work?
Exactly.
Shout out to the Sleigh Queens who are getting their thing without having to sell a thing,
Yeah.
Trust me, you can get whatever you want, like once you put your mind to it.
Watch Sleigh Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you there's a news platform made just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. Diaspora News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, there we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on the stream tonight. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. That's very important. Tonight, we're going to get into this topic with Mayor Karen Bass out of Los Angeles, California, has decided to give money, cash payments to immigrants. And we're going to get into that topic. It has a lot of people talking. Of course, on the podcast, we got into Culver City, giving a $50,000 grant to immigrants as well, because they have been dealing with the repercussions of their actions of breaking immigration law. So California is rewarding them with money, okay, cash. So make sure you go check that one out on the Phillip Scott podcast when you get a chance. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast as well. Also, definitely, we'll make a reminder, definitely the Ghana trip that's coming up in November 14th through the 21st. I see a lot of people asking about it on the website /app. And it's the same thing, $199 down. You make your payments, come with us. We definitely still have some spots left for sure for that particular trip. So come on through. Before it's too late. Some people buy at the last minute, but I see a lot of people asking questions. But yes, put your deposits down, so it's $199 and you can make your payments. Also, let me think. I'll make sure I cover everything. Definitely download the app. That's very important. That supports our platform and also gives you exclusive things that you won't see on YouTube. Like I say, the video from the Ethiopia trip. That's also at least 3 of the videos. Now we're still working on a couple of more. It's on the app in the travel section. Those of you on the app in the travel section, you can see that there. Anything we do with travel. Also, we're going to Canada next month, the Toronto Pan-African Film Festival. First time, being in Toronto. And shout out to all the people in Toronto. That's who actually watch us in Canada. It's people in Toronto, those brothers and sisters. So we'll go out there and break bread with them and do some panels. And Sister Emma's out there as well. We want to show us what Canada got going on. And I told her, I said, yeah, we want to connect with the brothers and sisters out there. I'm not trying to be out there with the folks now, but hey, it is what it is. Did you forget anything? I'm trying to think. I'm looking at Okay, I was reading what y'all was saying. Okay, kind of threw me off. Also, I try to give y'all a little pep talk before we get started where it's not too late. And, sometimes you may be dealing with some issues, brothers and sisters. It can sometimes, don't you hate when them issues, as soon as you wake up, you have an issue? I mean, you haven't even woke up good enough yet. They haven't even had a chance to go to the restroom, brush your teeth, and the issue happened. And these issues sometimes can just literally ruin your day. And I had an issue happen to me like that today, and early in the morning. Like my wife talked to me, and shout out to my wife. And also I talked, my father talked to me as well about this particular issue. And shout out to my wife and my father because, between them two, they had to, put me back in line, put me in perspective, because what I do for a living, I can't get off in my head mentally, because if I get thrown off, I can't do nothing, right? So I have to stay on. And sometimes y'all, I ain't gonna lie, and maybe y'all have dealt with this too. You got to go to work, you got to deal with the kids, you got to do something, right? And then something happens and you can't even deal with it like you want to. You want to just, even if you want to crash out about it, not you want to crash out on somebody, just sometimes you just want a good crash out, right? Just even by yourself, just get it out your system, right? But sometimes you can't even do that because you're like, okay, is that going to solve the problem? No. Is that going to fix anything right now? No. So let's go ahead on and apply ourselves and just keep fighting the good fight, right? And so if you're dealing with anything like that, ladies and gentlemen, just be encouraged, all right? Because I know sometimes we all dealing with things. What you say? My mic connection sound like a URL overload? Okay, hold on. Apply ourselves and just keep fighting. All right, let me check that. Because that happens usually sometime. I'm on my screen listening to it when I talk back, so give me a second. All right, let me check that. That happens usually sometime. All right. I do that. Okay. All right. Now we good. Thank y'all for letting me know this. Thank you. Cause I would hate to go the whole stream. This thing sound like that. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. And let's get into Karen Bass. Let me go ahead on and get my screen up. And let's talk about her because she needs to be talked about. Where's my screen? Oh, is it wrong screen? Wrong screen. Hold on. Maybe I need to switch screens. Give me a second. All right. There's my screen I'm on. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and fix it. I wasn't planning on fixing that right now, but I got it. That's why we do it live, right? All right, cool. There we go. Move this on down. All right. So LA will provide cash assistance to immigrants affected by raids. Now, just look at that. It comes from the Los Angeles Times. Can't get no more LA than that. They will provide cash assistance. So let's get on into it, and we're going to get into the executive order and everything she wrote as well. You know how we get into it here. Okay, so get this out of the way. Mayor Karen Bass, look at your black representation, who don't do nothing for you, but yet they'll tell you go vote for them. Announced a plan Friday to provide direct cash assistance to people who have been affected by the Trump administration's sweeping immigration raids. Direct cash assistance. Make sure you remember that word, direct cash assistance. That's a word that you need to stamp in your mind and stamp in your heart, direct cash assistance, because I'm going to keep using that word a lot. Let's say the aid will be distributed using cash cards with a couple of $100 on them, which should be available in about a week. Bass said in a news conference. It said you have people who don't want to leave their homes, who are not going to work, and they are in need of cash. You hear that? Oh boy, do y'all hear that? Now let me say something. Mayor Bass, I've been to Los Angeles, and I remember when me and my family went to Los Angeles that time. And you know what I saw in Los Angeles? I saw American citizens, a lot of American citizens homeless. I've never seen that much homelessness before in one place. I've seen white people homeless, and I definitely seen FBAs, and even maybe some black immigrants too, homeless, right? Some FBAs I saw had mental health issues, severe mental health issues, some white people too that I seen with mental health issues. Don't even get me talking about downtown LA and all the stuff that go on down there, okay? So it's safe to say that American citizens in your city needs help too. They need direct cash payments too. And it's amazing how when we ask for something, they say we can't just do nothing for black people, right? They didn't. You remember this?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
That's really what the Democrat Party is. See, what Kamala said at that time, and I actually have a lot of respect for her saying that, okay? I respect her saying that because at least she was woman enough to say it. The rest of you don't say it. You just go on and do what she just said, right? And shout out to Kamala Harris for saying that. Now, American citizens are homeless. Don't even talk about Skid Row. Don't even go there. Those American citizens need help. Rent is extremely high in California. Food is high. Everything is high. And people chose to come to that high state because you Democrats opened the door wide open. You said we're not going to follow federal law. Matter of fact, we're going to put sanctuary city policies in these major cities so we can circumvent federal law and let you be here. On top of that, we're going to give you money. Why wouldn't people come there? I mean, come on, it's a free for all. Think about it. If they told us at FBAs, hey, come to Maryland, you can come here, we're going to give you free money, we're going to give you assistance for home, we're going to give you assistance for food, we're going to just put some cash in your pocket all over the place, we're going to help you with a job, we're going to do secret job fairs just for you, right? Like they did in Chicago, secret job fairs just for the immigrants, and they were mad that got out. So secret job fairs, all that, just come over here. Wouldn't you come? I mean, let's think about it from the immigrants' point of view, too. Because a lot of times people get mad at the immigrants, but you can't really get so mad at the immigrants because the reason why they act the way they act, even with us, is because the Democrat Party has made them extremely entitled. When you don't earn something and you get it for free that other people fought and died for, literally, you become entitled. That's why they'll sit there and got the nerves to tell you don't work hard. And they do. They're not going to tell you all those immigrant benefits that the Democrat Party gave them to get ahead. You remember the video of the black woman that we did during the campaign? And she said she struggled to get her food truck and she was going to sell her food truck. And an immigrant man came and wanted to buy her food truck. And he said he had $25,000 from the bank. And that sister was crying about how this man just got to this country and got $25,000 from the bank. But she's a black woman in this country, can't even struggle to even buy that food truck because the banks would give her nothing. And she was just angry and upset. Black people or anybody in general can't compete with that. And it's the biggest slap in the face that they have immigrants right now. I struggle. And they got immigrants who live that come in this country and get what I can't get just for showing up. The banks is in on it. The credit unions is in on it. The Democrats is in on it. And some of the Republicans are in on it too, secretly too. Everybody's in on it. They can get direct cash payments. Just keep that in your mind. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. Yeah, you say remember that? Yeah. Man, if I could, where's that video? I wish I could find that video on my thing. I need to get a folder and put all them videos in from the past. I probably can pull it up on my channel, but anyway, let's go back to it. All right. So Bass spoke about a family she met who needed 2 incomes just to afford their rent. And black people don't need that? Okay. After one of the breadwinners was detained in an immigration raid, she said the family is concerned they may face eviction. Oh, God. Who's slamming the door? Let me stop right there. Hold on. Let me stop right there. So I guess the man got detained by ICE. They were the only breadwinner, right? He was the only breadwinner. And now they face an eviction. So when an FBA get detained and picked up by LAPD or the LA County Sheriff's Department or the California Highway Patrol, and they take him to jail, and he was the only breadwinner, right? Where were you, Karen Bass, for those black families who were facing eviction too? I want y'all to see how the Democrat Party, how they sit here, and this is their justification. So they don't supposed to suffer something, even though the man, I guess it's the man, he knew what he did. That's like somebody robbing the bank, and then the police catch up with you for robbing the bank because they're breaking the law. I was just saying something, right? Robbing the bank, or you shoplift or whatever. They caught up with you, right? took you to jail. Karen Bass not going to show up at your door and like, oh, you know, you facing eviction. Oh, we got to do something about that. You will get thrown out on the street. You have an eviction notice. You get thrown out on the street with your belongings. And Karen Bass won't come there and give you a dime. Whether you FBA, white, or whatever else it may be. But if you are an immigrant, if you are with the Democrat Party, they going to take care of you. And once again, to the people who are sniffing the Elmer's glue in the back, stop sniffing glue back there. I'm watching you. Stop. My issue isn't immigrants. My issue is the Democrat Party prioritizing immigrants over the citizens of this country, and especially FBA, okay? Because no immigrant, prime example, do you know right now in Mexico, they want a lot of Americans out? They're telling them that they're gentrifying their community in Mexico City, that they're raising the prices because of them. They're telling them that they need to speak Spanish. They're telling them that they need to pay taxes in Mexico. They're destroying things. I heard some, expats are getting, hands put on them over there because they're upset. But check this out. The Americans that's coming over there, they're coming over there legally, though. They didn't sneak in. They didn't bum rush the Mexican border. They came legally into the country, and they're there on a tourist visa or whatever kind of visa. Yeah, I think it's tourist visa. A lot of them, they're on tourist visas for 6 months. So that's a legal point of entry at that point. You're not there illegally. Now, yes, that's what the folks do. The folks go and buy up all these properties, and then they raise. And let me tell y'all something else. You content creators that could be listening, you travel ones, okay? I'm noticing a pattern, so I'm going to warn you to stop. Stop going to these countries and making your content and saying, it's cheap. It's cheap. Stop using that word cheap, okay? One, you're offending a lot of people when you say that because it's not cheap for them. Number two, you invite some of the worst of the worst in some of them places when you say cheap. And then here you go, you got a problem. And then now they start having a problem with you because you all on freaking YouTube talking about cheap. Now you could say, hey, this place is, definitely affordable, economical, something like that. But stop using that cheap word because, man, people in other countries not liking y'all do that, okay? Just letting y'all know. All right, so let me get back to this. So it says not immediately clear what the qualifications will be needed to receive the cards. It said the mayor emphasized that the money will not come from city coffers, but from philanthropic partners. Okay, and who is these partners, right? And why all of a sudden they come? Why are you saying it's going to be facilitated through the city? They say the cards will be distributed by immigrant rights groups such as Coalition for Humane Immigrant Rights of Los Angeles. The city will coordinate between philanthropists and organizations distributing the cards, according to the mayor's office. I call that cap. Because if they were just doing that on their own, it was no reason for her to get involved. No reason for the mayor to get involved with anything. That's a smokescreen to try to keep people off your bumper about tax dollars. They say the mayor compared the program to Angelino cards created by Mayor Eric Garcetti in 2020 to give financial assistance to people struggling during the pandemic. They said the announcement came during the Bass News Conference about executive orders she signed Friday directing all city departments to bolster protocols and training on how to comply with the city's sanctuary policy, which states that city employees and city property may not be used to investigate. The thing about it, their policy says that city employees or property may not be used to investigate, cite, arrest, hold, transfer, or detain any person for the purpose of immigration enforcement, except for serious crimes. They say departments will have to come up with their own plans within 2 weeks. So she's saying that you can't even investigate, cite, arrest, hold, transfer, or detain any person for the purpose of immigration enforcement, right? Now, would you call that, ladies and gentlemen, a form of discrimination? You're treating others different, not by the color of their skin, but by citizenship status. That's still a form of discrimination. You're saying that if you're in this country illegally, we will not comply with federal law enforcement. But if you're a citizen of this country, city property can be used to investigate you, to cite you, to arrest you, to detain you. It can be done. But if you're an immigrant, not so much. And the question I have for the Democrat Party, do you want to win? Do you really want to win? I mean, that's a serious question, because Trump and them doing so much right now, they actually would make it very easy for you to win. But it's like every time they do something crazy, you do something like this to remind people why they voted against you. Because let me remind you, it was the Democrat Party that flooded the cities with the people. It was a Democrat Party that papered up all the people. It was a Democrat Party. You're talking about Trump and chaos. It was a Democrat Party that had chaos in their own party with the Joe Biden thing. Then they got Joe Biden out, put Kamala in, didn't even have a primary. That made a lot of Democrats upset because they didn't even have a primary. You understand? No primary whatsoever. So some Democrats got upset by that, and they do remember what happened to Bernie Sanders back in 2016. They do remember that. And so that was like the second time that they done something funny style on a candidate that a lot of people wanted. And I do think Bernie Sanders probably would have became the president if he would have been up there versus Hillary. I really think he would have at that time, because he actually had the juice and Hillary did not. Anyway, so all that funny style stuff that was going with the Democrats. And then after she lose, y'all gave Kamala $1 billion, right? And everybody was getting money out of her back pocket. Everybody. You know, I know everybody talks about Boulay Martin and Roland Martin. I mean, Boulay Martin, yes, Roland, and Al Sharpton. I know they talk about them, and that's that, but they got pennies compared to what these white consultants got. These white consultants got money out of Kamala in the millions. Trust me, in the millions they was getting money out of this lady for her campaign. Everybody got paid off of her campaign, and she did not win. Why she did not win? Well, she had 90 days. That's not too much to campaign. Also, she didn't have anything set in stone about reparations. Then also her little friend in California, Gavin Newsom, didn't help her either by pulling that stunt he pulled with the reparations over there. So that was also a sour taste in black folks' mouth right before that election. So at least on the black community. I can't speak on other communities, about the black community. And then you fast forward to 2025. After that humiliating loss and all the money that was spent, the Democrats are still doing the same thing that would made them lose before, the immigration. Democrats, immigration is going to be a losing issue for you. Most Americans aren't down with you prioritizing immigrants over the citizens, especially in a city like Los Angeles, when people are struggling. They are struggling because y'all have got that economy so screwed up over there in California. I mean, well, yeah, LA, but definitely the state of California. That economy is so screwed up. I mean, and you're like, oh, it makes so much money. If the people can't live, screw how much money it makes. The people can't live. It doesn't make sense. Now, the immigrants can survive over there because they'll stay 5-6 families to a house. They getting assistance, from people like Karen Bass and many others. They were getting what, free medical, and the citizens not getting free medical. They just want to lose. So you got the midterms coming up in 2026. Beyond with you, the way Trump and them is acting right now and all the stunts they're pulling, the Democrats should be like, oh, we about to go take the House and the Senate. Should be easy to take it. The Democrats gonna keep doing this, and Trump and the Republicans is going to hold on to the House and Senate the way they keep acting. They don't understand. Get to the middle. Get off of that. The immigration thing, you got to throw that away. Now, the only thing they kind of threw away was talk about the trans thing and LGBT. You notice they don't talk about that much. You notice that? Democrats, they're not talking about that. They're not really talking about abortion too much like they used to. You notice that? They got quiet on that. But this immigration thing, it's like they won't let that go. They won't let that go. Now, let's get back to it. Let's say the Trump administration sued the city over the sanctuary city policy last month, arguing that it discriminates against organizations like ICE. It said the executive order also creates a working group that will examine all possibly update the LAPD's policy on responding to immigration enforcement since 1979. Man, that's a long time. Has taken a strong stance against enforcing federal immigration law, prohibiting its officers from initiating contact with anyone for the sole purpose of learning their immigration status. It says executive order also includes directive to file a Freedom of Information Act request. It says for immigration and customs enforcement to turn over records with the dates and locations of every raid in the city since June 6th, as well as the identities of the people detained and the reason for their detention. The cash cards won a slew of announcements, including executive order this week by the mayor in response to the federal immigration crackdown in Los Angeles that entered its second month. Okay? All right. So let's get back to that conversation. So how do y'all feel about Karen Bass and also the city council in Culver City? How you feel about them, giving money to immigrants for being encountered by ICE or maybe being detained or arrested by ICE? How do you feel that, there are single black mothers in our community with children who have a man in the household, but he gets arrested for whatever the reason? He was the sole provider. And those single black mothers with their children, in getting visits and calls from Karen Bass and say, hey, we're going to make sure you're not evicted. But immigrant mothers with children, those mothers, they are getting those visits and calls, and they're going to get assistance specifically for them, not like a regular food stamp or Section 8. No, something completely different for them. And then these people, because they want to keep their hustle on, what they try to do is flip it on the people and say, oh, y'all hate immigrants. Oh, y'all xenophobic. Oh, what's Dr. King wouldn't act that way. Dr. King didn't deal with this immigration. Now, Frederick Douglass was one that talked about immigration and saying that would never be a good thing for black Americans, a bunch of immigration. He talked about that. Of course, Dr. Claude Anderson talked about that too. They know they got a good thing going. That's why they try to gaslight you and say you hate immigrants. So because you're getting resources that don't belong to you. Now, I understand that you're a citizen, permanent resident, or something like that, or some legal status, and you're getting it. I ain't got nothing to say. But if you are violating the law and you don't belong here based on what your status and how you came here, overstayed your visa, or whatever, you can't say people hate you for saying that. No, we got kids too, and we are citizens, and our tax dollars supposed to go to the people of this country. Don't let them tell you that mess about you hate immigrants. They only say that when you call them out about getting things that they didn't earn. Now, look, if they work and they earn their money, I ain't got nothing to say. Enjoy yourself. I ain't got nothing to say at all. I really don't. But if you're taking assistance, if you're getting free this and free that, and the Democrats keep facilitating that, well, no, it's not a hate thing. It's just not right. And because it's not for everybody, you can't sit up here and eat and getting full and everybody else is starving. But if a person say, hey man, can I get some of that food too? I'm hungry. Or you hate me. I don't hate you. I'm talking about I want some of that food, man. You eating good over there. Cause I'm starving, you got it, and I'm xenophobic because I'm watching you eat food from my fridge that I can't even eat. Think about that. You got a fridge full that you can't eat out of because the Democrats are in charge of your fridge, and they're giving all the good food to them while you sitting up there with an empty plate. Well, then you hate them if you call that out and say, hey, man, I want a full plate too. Where's my plate? Why are you taking from my fridge, giving to them, and they didn't put a single food in their fridge? So it's like you went and bought thousands of dollars worth of groceries, put in their fridge. Somebody come in your house, they didn't put a single morsel of food in their fridge, and yet they eating like they put it in there. Then when you tell them about it, you hate me, or, well, you need to work hard like me. You just washed yourself in here and started eating, bruh. You didn't even work hard to put any of that in there. That's not your hard work you pulling from. That's mine. And you got the nerve to say, we lazy? That's how they sit up here and gaslight American citizens and try to say, oh, y'all being like MAGA. Whatever MAGA do is what MAGA do. I don't know nothing about that. But any little tactic to forget you to stop talking about that free stuff they get. But if a black woman get a Section 8 or a black woman get an EBT, y'all making all kind of AI videos and all kind of stuff trying to clown black women. Trying to clown black women about a Nissan Altima and all of that. But those black women that get a Nissan Altima, where they go pay for it, that's their car. Okay, if they got EBT, so they're American citizens. Y'all don't be making videos about the immigrants getting EBT. They get it too. At least the black women's ancestors put in so much work in this country, built this country. And y'all want to sit up and get mad if a black woman get a freaking EBT card. So what if she get one? It's food. Yeah, Kellen down there, so they eating good with a full stomach. Yeah. And you notice them immigrants that come over here, you notice they be having weight on them too. So that means they were eating good in their homeland. Have you noticed any of them immigrants that come over here, are all of them bony, like you can see their bones? Like, man, they not eating, bro. Like they need some food. Them immigrants that come over here got weight on them. Go look at them. Go look at the video. No matter where they come from, they got weight on them. They're not skin and bones. They have not been eating. So if they can come over here with weight on them, that means they were eating in their homeland. Oh, well, we got this issue, we got that issue. Okay, fine. You can't go to the next country over then? Okay, fine. You threatening your homeland. Okay, cool. I get it. Things happen. You couldn't go to the next country over because the person that's threatening you is not going to go to the next country looking for you, unless you're really in some big situations. You know what I'm saying? But the average person, you say gangs is bad. Okay, so go to the next country over. No, they don't want to go to the next country over. You know why? I never forget when Mexico say, okay, y'all can stay here, work or whatever. Oh, no. We don't want to stay in Mexico. No. We want to be in the U.S. Why? Because I heard of a place called California. And in that place called California, there is a land of milk and honey for us. All we got to do is get to California and we would get a free assistance on some house. We'll get free assistance with a car. We can get a business loan, okay, to open up maybe our taco stand, or maybe we got like a construction business we want to open. We can get money for this from the government, right? They're going to give us this. We can bring our family members in, right? We can stay a bunch of us to a home. And they're going to help us in California. Matter of fact, they look at us as VIP, very important persons to coming into California. Don't worry about the citizens. They going to gripe, but nothing's going to happen. We are the VIPs. So we're going to go to California. They call you think they don't call each other on WhatsApp saying that? Hey, come over here where I'm at, man. I'm living good. I ain't got to work as hard if I don't want to. They got immigrant right groups that look out for us too. Like, man, we didn't get that. We didn't get that back home. They treat us like whatever back home, but here in America, man, this is it. That's why they come over here. That's why. Why wouldn't they come? The realist says he says that he supports MAGA. He said, I support you in this channel. The Trump Vance administration doing the right thing with immigration. Well, like I said before, the pendulum just swung the other way. Biden was mass immigration that didn't make sense, and then Trump was trying to do mass deportation. So it's just a pendulum swinging back the other way. That's all. And you say the mayor of L.A. needs to go. Well, beyond with you, in Los Angeles, California, even if every FBA came out and voted, I'm talking about every last one of them who's eligible to vote, I don't know if that would even make a difference because y'all don't have the numbers there. You would have to have white people helping FBA vote. You would have to have Asians. Definitely you would have to have Hispanics. For sure, because Hispanics, they are the dominant population in that city. So really the Hispanics, like it won't be long for LA is completely Hispanic run because they got the numbers. The city council, the mayor. I'm surprised Karen Bass. So I guess if a black person is up there, they got to serve them. They don't get, like, she don't really have to serve black people. Maxine Waters is another one. She don't have to serve black people because realistically the number's not high. And that was done by design. You say a Southeast Londoner. You say the illegal immigration situation is shocking. Well, you out there in London, you have a lot of illegal immigrants in your city too. And a lot of the people complaining about that situation. I think Europe is suffering with a lot of illegal immigration. A lot. Europe just in general. South Africa deals with a lot of illegal immigration too. And then when South Africans say something about it, they won't say, "Oh, y'all South Africans xenophobic." I seen a comment one time here say, "You FBAs and black South Africans, y'all the same. Y'all. That's why y'all like each other. Y'all the same." What? Because they don't want y'all just flooding their homeland and not coming in legally. And I'm sorry, but you can't just come into South Africa illegally. Say this is Africa. It doesn't matter. You still have to come into South Africa legally. Like, if you start doing too much, people have an issue with that. You understand what I'm saying? And then some people there are getting services. And then, but see over there, they're not going to really take it for too much. They're going to say something. So South Africans are not xenophobic. South Africans are very welcoming people, but they want you to come in the legal way. That's all they're saying. And I don't have no problem with them saying that. Like, why people want to invade South Africa when they have so many different African countries in that continent that people can go to? Now, you said that the unions... You say the unions get them elected, and you say you say they try to do Houston like L.A. That won't happen here. The difference with L.A. versus Houston or the Houston Metroplex is a lot of black people. And black people are very involved in Houston, the Houston culture, and no. I'll preach that sermon all day long. I'll say, look at L.A. If you don't want your city to turn into L.A., you better stand your behind up, fight, get involved with the city council, get involved with, fight in the mayor's office. Every part of your local government, you better get involved as black people and say, hey, one thing we're not going to do, we're not going to sit up here and flood our city full of people that chose to come here while we got citizens right here in this city our elderly, okay, our veterans, our small children who need help, and we're going to overlook them for people that chose to come here, that just went over so many different countries to come up here to our city? No. You are not prioritized at all. If you're here for some reason, you work, hey, I guess, what could I say? But if ICE come knocking, I ain't gonna, well, I'm gonna say too. But if you working on your own and you want to take that risk, I guess, take it. But for you getting any kind of city services or whatever the case may be, no, FBAs got to stand up against that. Because clearly the folks not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They'll complain all day if Karen Bass wanted to give FBAs a couple of $100, or they'd be right there screaming and yelling about that. But when it comes to the immigrants, they quiet. They're not saying much of nothing. They complain here and there, but they don't complain loud like it is if Karen Bass came up here talking about giving us some money. That's why anytime they deal with anything, I'm always going to throw it back in their face. Because most of the problems they deal with today has to do with them being anti-black racist. Because they don't want black people to have 2 cents. I was like, Courtney Smith said, our mayor of Chicago played drums at Chicago Gospel Festival to finesse the black support from the church. Oh, what in y'all elections next year, or is it 2027 in Chicago? Because I know a lot of black people are not feeling Mayor Johnson. And a lot of it is behind that immigration situation, right? So whenever the election comes up, who's going to take his place? I'm curious. Who's going to take his place? And once again, yeah, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate you for supporting outside of everything. Yeah, it's always an issue when we get it. It's always going to be an issue when we get it because everybody's pocket watching black people. Everybody. And I mean everybody. They pocket watch us. They watch what we eat. They watch where we vacation. They watch everything. You know what I'm saying? When black people on Carnival Cruise, every time I looked up, a bunch of white folks, that's who it was, talking about black folks on Carnival Cruise. And the black folks, on the videos that I saw, I didn't see black people fighting. I just seen them dancing, having a good time, not harming nobody. And they were so complaining about that. Oh, every day they was complaining. I'm like, how many videos you gonna make? I'm like, at least if you're gonna complain on black people, show them fighting or show them acting a fool. Like, just because black people enjoying themselves. So they sit up here, complain so much, the Carnival Cruise, talking about, oh, you can't bring the fans no more. Now, some of the rules I saw they implementing make sense. But when I saw about the fans, I'm like, okay, all right, we know what that is. What? I didn't hear no incidents where fans would be used as blunt force objects to beat people up. I ain't heard nothing about that on no ship. So you just want to stop them with the where the fans at song or whatever, I guess, And with black people saying not Carnival and got boring. Well, I mean, shoot, leave it. Don't go there no more. I heard some black people say, I don't want to be on no cruise ship anyway. Shoot, we was already on the boat. I ain't trying to volunteer to get on one. I started laughing. I'm like, yeah, I get you. Just like some people can say, I don't want to put a chain around my neck. We had chains around our neck for hundreds of years. Well, I want a chain for, so I've heard different things like that too. You know what? And I'm one of them that kind of had that mindset, maybe still do, that I don't wear chains. I wear a ring, I wear watches, I wear maybe bracelets, but a chain around my neck, Yeah, I don't know. I was like, I'm cool on that. Maybe it's in my bloodline, some trauma, some ancestral trauma, and maybe today I just still feel it. It could be. It just could be, Well, yeah, how many? I think I've only had in my whole life, and that's when I was a kid. You remember them flat gold chains everybody used to wear, the flat ones? I had that, right? But I ain't feel right wearing that. And then I seen so many black people get beat up and killed behind a stupid chain, something stupid to me. I said, man, why would you want to put yourself at risk for a dumb chain? That's stupid. Or back in the Gap, starter jackets. Yeah, people get shot behind a starter jacket. Nah, nobody wear no starter jacket. Rodney say, yes, Rodney, we supposed to be down and depressed and not enjoying ourselves, Rodney. Yes, Rodney speaking truth. Yes, they don't want us enjoying ourselves, Rodney. That's what it is. They want us down, but really they the one depressed, not because they sitting on video all day watching us enjoying ourselves, complaining and being anti-black racist. Even when black people not doing nothing wrong, not destroying nothing, they'll say, "Oh, Carnival is like." It's like the movie Soul Plane, but just a carnival, the cruise ship version. Everything we show up is a problem. Now, thank you, Charles. I greatly appreciate you, my brother. He say even for gym shoes too. Yeah. These people watch everything we do. I'm telling you. I was telling somebody the other day. I think the best thing ever that happened was the pandemic, the lockdowns, not the pandemic itself, but the lockdowns. And we stayed ourselves away from them. I said, man, I was wishing we could have stayed in the house 6 more months. 6 more months. That would have thoroughly changed America. We could have stayed in the house 6 more months. Black folks were saving their money. They wasn't spending. Black folks was like, man, they're back to doing home parties again, like we used to. Cookouts and all of that, not going out to the club. They go backyard, put some music out there and had the same thing. And not wasting money on parking and people acting stupid, VIP and see what? People don't even dance no more for the most part when they go out. People sitting up there on the phone. You go out to these lounges or whatever, and everybody on the phone. Everybody doing this on the phone. Just looking. You look around like everybody's on the phone. Like, what did you come out the house for? You should have stayed in the house on the phone. Everybody on the phone or taking pictures or constantly. Like, how many pictures you need to take of yourself? Like, seriously. And the women sometimes are worse with that. Like, they are worse with that because I don't see men doing it. But it's like, how many pictures you need to take of yourself? I'm like, if you go through your phone, it's probably like about 10,000 pictures of you. Probably 100 of the same position. Now, Cynthia said, Father, good, forgive me in my heart and my soul for not feeling sad and sorry for them folk. Hey, Cynthia, you got other stuff you got to do. That's on them. And Michael says, Trump makes them folks suffer. Oh, yeah. That's for sure. And I definitely want to thank everybody for definitely supporting with your blessings, but also I definitely would like y'all to, join us on the African Diaspora News Channel app. That's also very, very important. For a couple of dollars more, you can have a monthly subscription. We can just get 10 people to sign up, whether it's monthly is $9.99, and then of course the year is $99.99. I know we got a quarterly. I think it's is it $24.99, something like that? But those prices are gonna go up January 1 because it has to. And we also have a lifetime. The lifetime, you set it, it's $1,000, but you set it and forget it, and that's the end of it. No, you ain't paying no more. That's a lifetime cost. So yeah, get your lifetime subscription. If you really enjoy us and want to support us, get a lifetime subscription. Why those supplies last, okay? Because we don't have an unlimited amount of lifetime. So get that, while it's hot. Because you can get locked in and hey, you good. All right, everybody. So you join the app this Wednesday. All right, Eric. I thank you. I appreciate you, Eric. Because we need everybody we can to join us on the app, even if it's monthly. Like I said, $9.99 a month. And let me say what that is if you break it down in 30 days, right? I'm acting like Sally Struthers, right now, right? Hold on. Time. Hold on. That's 33 cents a day. Now, if our platform it could worth you 33 cents a day, just like Sally Struthers back in the day, you can help this platform for 33 cents a day by joining monthly. That's it. They say, hey, I think I got 33 cents a day. Like, shoot, man, most people got 33 cents a day. So that's $9.99 a month. See, and that's at least a monthly subscription. That's the most economical one we have, $9.99 a month. So if we're worth 33 cents a day for you for a month, then join us on the app. Join us. You say you're interested in the Ghana trip? Well, Eric, sign up, brother. You know, the link is up there. Sign up. You know, we got to get y'all in there. Come with us. Come with us. But, yeah, let me wrap up. Make sure to go check LaSherica at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Stay connected with global Black communities. Download the African Diaspora News Channel app and keep up with powerful stories